Hey everybody, it's Manny from Travel Forge. So we are at the new homestead today, and the boys are working on using the transit to measure for stone, figuring out how much they're going to need to excavate, moving dirt around, things like that. So today we worked on figuring out where our goats and our chickens are going to go, where our turkeys are going to go, and where hogs will go eventually. So I'm really excited. We have spots marked out with paint and all of that, so we know where that stuff goes. We have 3 sheds from the Conestoga house that are going to have to get moved by a shed hauler. The rest of them we should be able to move ourselves. Unfortunately, some of those sheds are just either too wide, or we're gonna need a mule, that kind of thing. A mule like kind of goes under it and moves it and finagles it out of its spot easily. So we're gonna have to get those moved here. That's gonna be our next priority, is getting those up here. We also obviously are going to need to be at this house in order to, we're gonna have to get the sheds picked up there, follow them here. We need to be here for a plumber. We're gonna need to be here for exterminator so we can get treated for mice. I haven't really seen that many mice, surprisingly enough, but I know they're coming, so I definitely want to get ahead of that. So we're getting to the point where we're probably going to be moving beds here soon. We want to bring our refrigerator from our other house here. So we're getting to the point where we're going to need to do that kind of stuff, because the animals obviously need to be wherever we are. So probably in the next week, 2-ish weeks, we'll be living in this house instead of living in the Conestoga house. So the boys have their marking paint, rebar, things like that. Jeremy's working on using the transit so they can figure out where they need to excavate, where we're going to need to get stone in. We need to start getting some measurements so that we know how much stone we need to get. So this is going to be where our mower shed goes, which holds our mower and our 4-wheeler, just kind of outside things, stuff like that. Is there anything going next to the mower shed? I don't remember.
Not at this point.
No. Okay. So nothing here. Yeah, chainsaws and all that'll go in there. I am obsessed with this building. So probably because I just love the color. I just think it's awesome. I'm sure some people think it looks like a dilapidated piece of crap, but I think it is the coolest building ever. So this is going to be for our hogs, tentatively right now. You love this really official stick with the spray paint mark. Okay, so probably what's going to happen is we might store wood here, maybe set the wood splitter up in this area, be able to stack some wood here. We also have a wood rack at the other house that'll come here. There was already some wood here, so happy times for that. In here, we'll probably just start with a couple hogs. So this might be for hogs, when we do those, maybe next, I don't know, in the fall. We're not totally sure about that. So this place that was here when, we bought the house, so it's going to be going down next to the house so that the kids can play a little bit closer, especially the little ones. So down there where you see this fence, there's this crappy sharp fence, so we're going to take that out. This play set is going to go down in that area. The fire pit that you see right here is going to go down here. So this right here, there's a nice kind of little area that we can mark to have the fire pit in, which will be really exciting. I think these lights, we're going to keep them. We'll probably move them down to where the play area is going to be. So this is where the fire pit's going to go. I'm tripped again. That's going to be my thing here lately. We're going to put the play set, take down this crappy fence, put the play set in there. This will kind of just be open area for the kids to play. This is coming down. We're not keeping this. We have the trampoline, which the kids have been getting hours and hours and hours of entertainment out of, which is awesome. So they're really excited about that. And okay, so this little shed is probably going to hold fencing supplies or chicken feed or something. Obviously that was here when we got here. There's this really great chicken coop that's already here, nesting boxes and all that already set up for it. Love this door, super cool. What's wrong? We're gonna set this up that I can get the eggs out of that nesting box. Our big coop at our house is gonna sit here where you see that CC chicken coop. So that'll be where the big chicken coop goes. And then this area here will clear out, and this is gonna be where the chicken run is. So I'm sure, like usual, I'll have my free rangers that get out. But the girls that want to, girls and boys that want to be inside the fence, this will be their area. So they'll have a nice big area here. We may, because the pool's coming down, we may expand this into like a bigger area for them. We'll kind of just have to see how it goes. We have a lot of natural springs on this property. So I've mentioned before that this house is fed by a spring. That's how we get our water. So, and there are lots of springs that just like pop up, like over there we have a little random one and whatever. So we'll kind of just have to see, you know, this is that whole like live at the house for a year and see like how the sun affects things and what plants are coming up and what animals you deal with and all that kind of stuff. So once I have this chicken coop set up, chicken run, then I can sort of see like how muddy does it get, and do I need to add a bunch of stuff in and like really build up a carbon diaper? Is it fine? Does it stay pretty dry? Do we need to rotate them? You know, we'll work on that kind of stuff. So that's where the chickens are going. That's the story with that. All right, so then just for reference, here's the playset that's moving. Here's the hog shed, wood shed. Okay, up here we have Zuzu. We have this path, so the boys are gonna put a culvert in here because it's kind of muddy. And then right here, we are going to put what is currently our pool shed. So our pool shed, okay, so in our pool shed that we currently have at the other house will be hay and straw. That's going to sit here. Next to it, where this raised bed is, that was obviously here, is going to be our grain shed. So that raised bed will go down to the garden. I'll show you where that is in a minute. And then over here, you can sort of see out there, there's those metal poles. So we're going to fence this, and this will be where the goats are. So they're going to get all of this amazing brush and briar and all this stuff that they are just going to find absolutely delicious. All right, so we got a lot of fun little outbuildings with this property. This is going to be our turkey coop. So I don't know if it's going to be quite big enough. We may have to expand it or use 2 outbuildings, like use one from our house that we have now currently. But that's going to be for our turkeys. So the thought is that we're going to fence the turkeys inside of the goats. So the goats are going to have like their really sturdy fence for predators. We had issues with predators at the other house with our turkeys, and I'm certain we're going to have it here because, you know, we basically have 8-ish acres, 8-ish, 9-ish acres that is wooded, and then we have like 4-ish, 5-ish, I'm not sure, that's not wooded. So I am certain we're gonna have predator issues. So our thought is that we're gonna put the electric fence inside of the goats that's gonna have the turkeys in it this spring. So that's the plan with putting the turkeys in. I'm pretty excited that they're gonna have their own structure. If you followed us before, you know that we really struggled with, I mean, we raised turkeys successfully, but we kind of struggled with our structure. So I'm excited that we have that one out. All right, so last thing that we're kind of plotting today. So I said we're going to be moving this playset, and down here we're going to have the garden. So kind of where that fire pit is back into this playset area, we're essentially going to have this whole space be the garden. So it's like 35 by 40-ish, I think. We're going to put the hoop house over in this corner, so that's going to be our greenhouse. So that's going to like lift it up and it'll be all fancy. And then we're going to bring the raised beds from the other house, and there's a couple already here, like I mentioned. So those will kind of have like an L shape of raised beds around our hoop house that we can use as a greenhouse, which will be awesome. All right, so that's what's happening with outbuilding. So we really got a lot done today. We spent a few hours here this morning. We were going to go home last night, but it just got dark and we just didn't get a lot done. So thankfully Missy and Jeremy are so gracious and house us and feed us and all of that when we need to be like transient. So that's been awesome. So we stayed there last night, came over here this morning. We got all these measurements done. The boys, like I said, are getting the stone figured out. And we're making good progress. Sometimes when you're moving an operation like we have at our other house to a new house, it's a lot. I mean, like I've mentioned, we are moving not just a household, but a business and animals. So, and we're getting to the thick part. We're getting to the part where we're going to be moving our animals and moving into this house. And then, you know, Conestoga is kind of officially going to become our second house for a little while. As I've mentioned, the goal is to get everything out of there. And then Zad and Jeremy, Zad and Matt, whoever, Matt is our blacksmith apprentice, super helpful, and him and Jeremy both just have a lot of knowledge in construction and things like that. So once we get everything out of the Conestoga house, then we'll just kind of be working on getting it fixed up to sell. And I say fixed up, like, you know, we just need to fix a couple things, we never actually finished our bathroom renovation at that house, so we need to like get that done. It should be fairly quick, I hope, fairly quick things. We'll get that stuff done, and then, you know, as I've mentioned, we hope to get that house on the market. Hopefully, I'm hoping no later than May 1st. That's our goal. So that's where we're at. I hope that you're enjoying following along with our journey. If you have questions about anything that we're doing or you know, just different ideas or whatever, I love to hear from all of you, and I hope you have a good day.